Okay, we are ready. First, I want to welcome all of you. Thank you so much that you're here for our mindful living talk. And I think it's so great that people are more interested in health and holistic health and in mindful living. And before we start with the topics, I would like to introduce Zoe, my co-speaker. First time I met Zoe, it was in the lake outside of Tirana. We were meeting with friends in the lake to do a picnic. And I was just out of a fast some weeks ago, and I was speaking to Zoe, and it was very nice to talk with her. And I sensed that this person has a high self-awareness. Zoe changed the lives of hundreds of people already with her yoga teachings and with her meditation, and also with her breath work. She also wrote a book about yoga, I think on the first one in Albanian about yoga. You can also find it here in Hana Cafè if I'm stick. So let's welcome Zoe. Thank you for being here. The second speaker, or the last speaker, is Titi. She is right now still at the restaurant Happy Buddy, and she will join us later. She's still closing up. When you come to the place where Titi works, to the Happy Buddy, and when you eat the food she prepares you, you really realize that this food contains a lot of love, a lot of passion. And it's really high quality food, most vegetarian and organic food. You will not only get happy in your belly, but also in your whole being, because she prepares it with so much love. She could probably talk for hours about the topic food and healthy lifestyle, and I'm very happy that she shares her knowledge with us later. So let's talk about why we are here today, why we thought it's a good idea to talk about health, mindful living. And I would like to give you a situation out of my daily life. When I'm sometimes coming from work, I'm a bit exhausted, I'm tired, and I'm sitting on my couch, scrolling on social media, seeing maybe an ad from people talking about health. Maybe an active woman or man talking to me and says, you can cure this disease with this and this fast, or you can get to this six-pack with this and this yoga method. Or you can get your dream body with this and this diet. Even better are these people who say, don't do this and this. Oh, I'm so affected by these. It's like, don't brush your teeth after breakfast, or don't lie on the left side of your body when you sleep, or don't light candles in your room. And these people, or these are real statements I see on Instagram, and I'm always ending up so confused. I don't know what to do anymore, and I'm thinking like, oh, is there anything left in our world which is not trying to kill me or anything? So, when I see these ads, I think it's nice that people care a lot about health and mindful living. But I also feel something in my heart where I think, oh, there's a message behind all these statements like, reach your dream body, or clean out this disease, or get this in the six-pack. And I feel that this underlying message behind this is always, you are not good enough. You're missing something. You have to work with me together to get to a better person. Like that. And we thought that this is a bit sad development, or not sad development, it's I think also necessary, but we also see a lot of people who really work different, who work with their heart, and that's what it is about today. So when I'm on Instagram and see the people I follow, like Zumi and Titi, these are really people who don't want to profit from you, but they really want to help you. And for this, it's very important that they are connected with their heart, that they see it as their purpose in life. And that you are also working when you work with your health, that you're working with your heart and your soul. And yeah, that's why we're here today, to make you aware of 3 methods how to work with your soul and your heart to get into a holistic health which really comes from inside of you. Fasting is one method to do so. And before I talk about fasting, I want to make sure, and I want to open your hearts a bit so you're open for it, or you know what I'm talking about, and you're open for the following work. So I would invite you to now put one or two hands on your heart space. If you like, if you feel comfortable, you can also close your eyes. You can take 3 deep breaths into your heart space. And now I want you to imagine the first time you came to this place here, to the Hana Cafè. Maybe it was today, maybe not. And maybe you felt that something is special with this place. Maybe you saw the people sitting in the tables, talking to themselves and drinking café, just vibing. You saw the sun going into the wall, saw the little leaves dancing in the wind, and the baristas preparing your drink, laughing at you. When I came here the first time, I felt this energy surrounding me, and I felt here, that it's a very warm-hearted place. And this energy, it's the same that you feel when you see a baby laughing at you, or when you see a dog across the street, and he looks at you and he decides, oh, this is the perfect human I'm running to now to get the best cuddle and the best hug of the day. This energy is surrounding us all the time, and we don't see it with our physical eyes, we don't see it with other senses, but we feel it in our heart space. Our heart organ is the organ to receive this energy around us. And fasting is one method. Fasting is one method to connect to your heart, to open up your heart, and to see this connection to the energies which are lying behind the matter, and to the energies which are lying in your soul, in yourself. So when I talk about fasting, I talk about extended fasting, and I talk about 5 to 14 days, no food, only water, and maybe sometimes also juices. And preferably it's held in nature and some place where you can be alone, where you can feel safe, where you can really work with yourself. Fasting is already implemented in all the big religions, and it was held, since humanity is on this planet, and say human are on this planet. And it was used, especially in transformational phases, to get the connection to the divine energy, to the universe, to God, how you want to talk. So, I don't know if somebody from you already did some experience with extended fasting. Maybe there's somebody. Share their experiences now. You did it, I know. But if not, I can also tell you about 2 very important experiences from 2 fasts I did, and they were very different. One fast was held in the nature, in the north of sit here. How are this?
Above this plate.
So one fast was held in the nature in a little village in the north of Albania. There was really nothing going on, only the farmers feeding their sheep and working on their field. And I was there with my partner, and we were checking in the only little guest house they had. And I saw this is a good place where you can be in stillness for some days, where you can work with yourself, and where you can get some energies from outside. The second fast was in Tirana. I was not only with my partner, but also with 3 other people I tried to instruct for their first time fasting. And also I worked at the school as a German teacher at the same time. So I was surrounded by the busyness of the city. I was surrounded by other people on the streets. And I also had some stress in my workday. Both fasts were challenging, they always are, and both fasts were also giving me a lot. And I think they made me realize a lot about how much we nourish through the energy which is surrounding us. And it's like this during a fast, our physical body is not getting any food. Yeah, we are basically just getting water, sometimes juice. So our spiritual bodies are opening up to the energies around us, and we are nourishing ourselves with finer elements in the air or in everything that is there. These finer elements are so much purer in a place which is natural, which is green, which is nice. And in the city, it can be very harmful when you surround yourself with these energies. You don't take any protection, any energetic protection. So this fast in the nature, gave me the chance to really think about myself and rest in the nature. And there I realized, okay, I'm a lot calmer, I've relieved, my heart feels opened, and I'm getting energy from this beautiful place, friend. Same energy as this place also contains, and the same energy I talked about when the dog runs to first. So, this is how we, through fasting, can open up in the nature and realize how fasting can be, or how we as humans are connected to the world and also to the energies lying inside the world. And fasting is also always a transformational process. A transformational process on the layer of the emotion. When I was sitting in the nature, basically killing my time, waiting there, I was, feeling good. And I waited until something comes up, and I could, work then with emotions that then came up. And in every fast, different emotions come up, and this also has a physical reason behind it. And it's about food. So I think Tichi can relate. Food is there to comfort you. Food is there to make you feel good. And sometimes we are in situations where we don't feel so good, where we have some negative emotions and where we don't really know how to deal with them. Sometimes we may use food to suppress these emotions and to put them into our body. And this works through the digestive system and through fat cells getting saved in our body tissue. So these fat cells we eat contain emotions. And we got taught that we can suppress these emotions with food. I mean, when I was young and I was sad, I was sometimes going to my grandma's, and she gave me a little candy and said, you can eat this so you feel better. And then I was feeling better, but I didn't really work with the emotion on the surface. So these fat cells we save in our body, we store in our body, are like a treasure box. In the treasure box, we put the emotions we want to forget about, We put the emotions we want to hide from the world and we want to hide from us, and we store them in the treasure box deep in our bodies, everywhere where there are fat cells. And yeah, we don't see them for years sometimes and don't handle it. And then at some point in your life, maybe you feel a little tingling, you feel something wants you to deal with it, and one method can be through a fast. So maybe you hear some guy talking at a mindful evening event about fasting, and then you think, maybe I can also try this. So yeah, fasting works then as key to open this treasure box again. Because during fasting, we are using the fat cells to produce the energy for the body. So the fat cells get split up into the other molecules, and we produce ketone bodies to get the energy. But when these fat cells are opening up, also the emotions get free and they get to the surface again. So during a fast, we are always allowed to work with our emotions. We are allowed to invite them to be there. And it's so important that during a fast you are in a safe environment where you can nourish from the nature around you and where you feel good. Because, you have to deal with some stuff during it which comes up. And the best way to do it is to observe, to be aware of your body, to be aware of your heart, and to feel into it. And when something comes up, you are allowed to integrate. It's like a shadow work, and these shadows, they come up, and you put light on them again. You light them up again, and you integrate them, and you accept them as part of you. And only like this, you can really heal from the inside. So fasting opens you up for these transformational processes. When you sit there then at the nature and you allow yourself to lose control and to accept yourself as you are, to accept your whole being with all the bad things and all the good things, your heart gets warmer, it gets bigger, it opens up for the energies around you, it opens up for the divine, for the universe, for God. And maybe you start realizing how this universe works and what role you are playing in it. So, when you are ready for fasting, do it in a safe environment, do it with a lot of preparation, or be sure. The start is always intuitive, so you shouldn't be like the people saying, clear this, get better at this, but you should feel it in your soul that something is calling you, that something is saying, okay, this fast would really feel good now. I'm doing it out of love, not out of fear. And like this, fasting can be a really good method to connect with your heart and to connect with the soul which is lying in all the world things. So, if you are ready, or if you feel sometime ready, I could always help you. I would like to work with you if that feels good. So, thanks a lot for listening, and I hope I put your interest in fasting a bit higher now.